Hello, I'm Huxley, your Quartermaster. I'm here to brief you on weapons, gear, and all the threats you'll face. I'm backed up by a full model shop, a sewing brigade, and the best gunsmiths the Allied nations have to offer. Have a look around. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. In the right hands, this simple combat knife is every bit as deadly as a machine gun. A knife is always lethal when thrown at enemies. If your knife ever gets stuck on the ceiling, you can always shoot your weapon to dislodge it. And, with a little practice, the knife can be twirled and tossed between hands. Well, this is quite the treat. Your friend Marcel made this custom for you in his workshop. Talk about something that goes boom. It's easily the most lethal sidearm we have at close range, though it comes with a massive bullet spread. There's also an intense kickback when firing quickly one-handed. Either hold it with both hands while firing, or take a short pause between each shot to account for the recoil. Spent shells can be ejected by simply jerking the weapon in any direction. After new shots are loaded, the barrels can be reset in the same one-handed way. Your trusty sidearm, the semi-automatic 1911 A1 pistol. Reliable and accurate. It's quite useful at mid to long ranges with both hands, and mid to short ranges with one hand. The magazine holds 7 bullets. Always keep it loaded. The semi-automatic P08 pistol. The Nazis love this weapon. If you get your hands on one in the field, make sure to show them the love back. As with other German pistols, the P08 has a larger magazine, but is slightly less accurate. This special weapon is on loan from Colonel Ebbets. Apparently it's a family heirloom. He calls it Uncle Nate's Rough Rider. I call it an exquisite Nazi killing machine. It can be fired entirely one-handed, with only minimal impact to accuracy. And it's the only rifle in your arsenal that can be reloaded entirely one-handed. While slightly less lethal than a bolt-action rifle, it's deadlier than any semi-automatic. The Rough Rider is best for mid to long-range combat, and it can be slam-fired by holding it two-handed while keeping the trigger squeezed. Just remember to cock the lever after every shot. The sergeant already told you how much he loves the M1 Garand. Everything he said is true. It's reliable, accurate, easy to reload, and easy to aim. Of all the semi-automatic rifles in the arsenal, the Garand has the highest stopping power. Its only real drawback is the low magazine size. The on-block clip only holds 8 rounds, but it auto-ejects quickly for a fast reload. The MP40, a deadly submachine. Slower firing rate than the American M1A1, but in the right hand, more lethal. The MP40 has and a slightly larger magazine, but it has the lowest firing rate among all automatic weapons. However, the MP40 doesn't go wild like other automatic weapons do when firing the entire magazine at once. That's why the Germans love it. The M1A1 submachine gun, the weapon of choice for many American officers. 30 bullets in the magazine. Among the weapons in your conventional arsenal, the M1A1 has the quickest firing rate and causes the highest damage, but it has the lowest accuracy. Even when held two-handed, spraying the entire magazine at once will cause the weapon to go wild. Burst firing is best for mid-range enemies. For long-range enemies, using a different weapon is strongly recommended. Sometimes you just need a shotgun and nothing else will do. At close range, this weapon has no peer. Perfect for clearing corridors and bunkers. You have to pump the shotgun after every shot. Try doing it with one hand by making a brisk up-and-down motion. With some practice, you'll be able to pump your shotgun with one hand while throwing a grenade with the other. Germans will run in fear and speak your name in whispers. The Gewehr 43, an impressive weapon. It requires a bit more effort to reload than the Garand, but it comes with a larger magazine. It's every bit as accurate as the other same, but rapidly firing the Gewehr's entire magazine will cause its accuracy to go wild. The K98K. In the right hands, a weapon of extreme lethality. Every shot with the K98K is perfectly accurate when you hold it two-handed. Remember, all bolt action weapons require racking the bolt between every shot, but the bolt can be racked with either hand. The Mark II fragmentation grenade. You already reacquainted yourself with these on the firing range, but practice makes perfect. Remember, once you pull the pin, the fuse starts burning. You have 5 seconds until it explodes. Potato, potato. The German hand grenade's oblong shape prevents it from rolling around like an American Mark II. Activate its fuse by pulling the cap at the bottom. Remember, you can use your teeth or your hands. Packed tight with explosives, the gammon grenade is a small bomb. Using this weapon carries a lot of risk, but the reward is a massive instantaneous explosion at full impact. It will explode on any surface, including a Nazi. After the cap is pulled, the gammon grenade can be held indefinitely. But now that it's armed, there's no going back. Make absolutely sure you throw it far enough. Otherwise, you will have a very bad day. Ah, yes, the Panzerfaust. A disposable anti-tank weapon with an extremely potent warhead. You need both hands to use it, but it packs quite a punch. The warhead's trajectory will arc when fired over a long distance, so adjust your aim accordingly.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant holding?
A Higgins Industries PT boat. We have PT 305 at our disposal, and she has one of the best crews in the American Navy. They're gonna sneak you into France under the cover of darkness, then return in 3 days to pick you up. Don't be late.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant holding?
The bomb maker on Mano's resistance team, Marcel, is quite the tinkerer. I've heard you open a secret passage to his workshop by playing the French national anthem on his piano.
Huxley, what's the lieutenant looking at?
The St. Catherine Lighthouse. As the colonel mentioned upstairs, the Germans are using it as an observation post. So, Mano and her team have targeted it for destruction. Makes me wonder if there'll be anything left after the Nazis are done with France.
Huxley, what's the lieutenant holding?
The Nazis love their tanks, both big and small. They've adapted this model to run on railroad tracks, acting as escorts for their trains. Don't bother with your rifle. Only an anti-tank weapon like a Panzerfaust can take them out of commission.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant looking at?
Watch out for these German half-tracks. Not only do they carry a full complement of troops, there's a machine gun mounted on top that can quickly ruin your day.
Huxley, what is the lieutenant looking at?
The Germans are positioning troops all over Normandy using these heavy transport trucks. They're as ubiquitous as flies on a 4-day-old schnitzel.
Huxley, what's that?
When conducting sabotage in the field, you'll often attach explosives to your target. In lieu of dynamite, practice attaching one thing to another with this decidedly non-explosive piece of paper. Then, light it on fire. Follow the instructions to ignite the lighter. Sometimes the smallest spark can bring down the largest target.
Huxley, what is that?
When blowing something up, the detonator is what kicks off the festivities. Use both hands and push down on the plunger.
Huxley, what's that?
Lieutenant, I know, you're still getting your strength back. So it's crucial you remember to use both hands when carrying large objects. Lift with your knees.
Huxley, what is that?
I asked the boys in the back to set up this ladder for you. You've been in the infirmary for quite a while, so make sure you're still comfortable climbing up and down.
Huxley, who's that?
The French resistance is made up of men and women from all walks of life. Everyday people who are risking their lives to liberate their country from the Nazis.
Huxley, who's that?
This is the uniform of one of the so-called Lightning Girls that works at Gestapo headquarters. Apparently, Mano's 19-year-old sister Juliet has gone undercover as a Lightning Girl in order to gather intelligence. A very brave, but very dangerous thing to do. You'll be encountering mostly General Wehrmacht troops as you travel the French countryside. But be careful. Even the most junior soldier has gone through extensive training.
Huxley, who's that?
The Gestapo. The Nazis' secret police. Filled with miscreants and degenerates who couldn't make it in the regular army. The Gestapo terrorizes the civilian population at every opportunity.
Huxley, who is that?
The Gestapo often work with French collaborators, who are traitors in the worst way. Not only do they help the Third Reich, they do it by betraying their neighbors, their friends, even their families. I can't imagine how tough it is for the resistance. Not only are they fighting the Nazis, they're fighting their own countrymen. Watch out for the Waffen-SS. They are the elite of the German military. Highly trained and extremely lethal. They should be feared. And eliminated.
Huxley, who is that?
Hopefully you won't encounter any Waffen-SS officers during your 3 days in Normandy. They are, as you Yanks are fond of saying, bad news. Good luck on your first mission, Lieutenant. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again in a few days.